Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and this afternoon we have the Kärcher WD1 cordless multi-purpose vacuum cleaner. So what does that mean? Well, as part of Kärcher's wet and dry range, it means that this little unit can handle the spills of everyday life as easily as it can handle dust and dirt. It's not a full-blown carpet cleaner or anything like that. It just means that where you've broken a glass or dropped a bottle, you can hoover everything up in one go without worrying about whether it's wet or whether it's dry. It's cordless, so you can take the vacuum cleaner where you might not be able to get a cable to, so it just makes life a bit easier, maybe when you're vacuuming out the car. And in addition to it sucking, it also blows. So if you just need to blow leaves off something or get rid of dust off a workbench, you can use the WD1 in those circumstances as well. So it sounds like a really flexible little unit, and I'm looking forward to giving it a try out. So right now we're just going to get it unboxed, see what's in the box. I'll then take a week or two to give it a test, and we'll see how we get on. Okay, so let's get this open. So we've got a crevice tool here by the looks of it. Yep. We've got a long hose. Another kind of fabric tool, or upholstery tool. And this is going to be the battery charger, so it's a UK plug. Some instructions. And I'm guessing this is the battery. Oops. So this is a 2.5 ampere hour battery. So this is the 2.5 hour ampere battery. There is apparently a larger one at 5 ampere hours that will give you extended running time up to about 20 minutes. There is a little display. There's nothing to show here at the moment because it's not powered up. But I'll get that plugged in and charged up, and hopefully be able to see how much running time is left. And this looks like the WD1 itself. So I'm going to try and plug some of this together. Let's just check. So I think that's going to go in there like that. I'm guessing that this is the clips for the where the water is going to collect if we vacuum up any liquid. We've got the nozzle is going to plug in here. Yep, that's it. Oh, okay. So I've got this. So this is the suck end, as it were, and this is the looks like this is the blow end. You can just see the little thing there, and it looks to me like you can. If I can find any of the tools. Looks like we can store the tools on the end here. Perhaps a bit more better. See if I can find the crevice tool. There it is. So we've got the tools there. Now I don't know if there's any charge in the battery, but we'll try turning it on. No, it doesn't seem to be any charge. So look, there's probably not much point going any further at this stage until I've given it a charge, got everything up and running. So as I say, this is the Karcher WD1. It's a cordless multi-purpose vacuum cleaner, and just on terms of price, its RRP is $199, though it's currently on offer on Kärcher's website at £160. So if you're interested, go and have a look over there. I'm going to give this a workout for the next week or two, and then we'll be back with some more information. Thanks very much. Hi, this is Andrew for Geek News Central, and today we're back with the WD1. That's Karcher's little wet and dry vacuum. Now, I've been using this for over 6 months. You've probably seen some of the videos in the previous segment, and I found this to be a really useful and handy little gadget. It's great for kind of some of those outdoor tasks. As you'll have seen, I've used it to clean out drains and things like that. So it's perfect just for some of those little jobs that you really don't want your main household vacuum cleaner to get involved with. It's going to get dirty, it's going to get mucky. But to be fair, the Karcher is very cleanable. You can just wipe it down and it's good to go back in the cupboard or wherever you want to keep it. I actually tend to keep mine out in the garage. It's handy for tasks out there when I'm working on my workbench and things like that. You know, wherever you want to keep it, you can keep it. So I was going to show you a couple of features just before we do a little roundup. Some of you might want to see what it's like inside in terms of cleaning it out and things like that for the wet and dry. For the wet pickup, you just simply unclip these bits here. This all comes out, and then you can kind of see there's a bag inside. Now, obviously, if you have been using it for dry pickup, you're going to need to take this bag out. Sometimes that can be a bit dusty, so I tend to do that outside. But it's simply a case of just pulling this out of here, taking it out here, and then you've got it inside there to do the wet pickup. So it's all very, very straightforward. As you can kind of see, there's a big filter on the bottom. I have to admit, I never quite got to the bottom as whether I was supposed to take this off or not for the wet pickup. I've used it with it on during the wet pickup, and it seemed to be fine. It dried out after a while, so there's no problems there at all. In terms of the tools, you might remember from the first video, it comes with a little, nozzle or crevice tool, and then you've also kind of got this this kind of more fabric cleanery. I sometimes question a little bit as to whether this was the best choice. I think personally I would have gone with some kind of little brush. Might have been a bit more useful for for cleaning workbenches and things like that. But I suppose if you're vacuuming out the car and things like this is also a good choice. Other features is that it does also blow. So if the one use that I found this handy for was getting dust off Lego models that have been sitting around for a while. So that worked pretty well. It is pretty blowy actually, so you have to watch out for the little people. They sometimes get scattered across it. If we might just talk briefly about the one downside, the battery life on this is only 10 minutes. Now, to be honest, I didn't find this was generally a big issue. What I did find was the big issue is that it takes 4 hours to recharge the battery from flat. So it's not like you can start a job when the battery runs out, charge it up for a bit, and then come back to the job. You're really talking about waiting a good part of the day before it's kind of at least ready to go in any shape or form with a sensible battery life. Now there is a timer, sorry not a timer, there is a meter if you like on that switches. I don't know if you can kind of see it, but at the moment it says 70%, and when you turn the thing on, it actually converts, although you probably don't quite get to see it, but it actually tells you how many minutes left you've got. So you can kind of keep an eye on that. It's not just a pure 100% ticking down. Other benefits of this would be it's just fun. I mean, to me, it always reminds me a little of a certain yellow submarine, just with the shape of the handle and all that kind of stuff. So it is a fun little gadget, and I think it is well designed. Just the fact that you can kind of keep the hose clipped away then, and that it's not, when you're not using it and it's not dangling around. I think it's really, really good. When it comes to price, the list price is £199, which is not cheap. It is quite often on sale. If you keep an eye out for Karcher's special offers, it can go to £175, and I've seen it as low as £150 on other sites. Even then, at £150, it is still pretty pricey, and you might find that there are, shall we say, smaller vacuums from certain other manufacturer with a fairly common brand name that might do just as well in your circumstances. But I think the flexibility of this in terms of both its wet and dry pickup, the fact that it blows as well as it sucks, and that generally it's just fun and compact, I think probably means that if you are a keen hobbyist, or you do a lot of work in the garage, or you're working outside a great deal, it might be worth that investment. Really, the only downside is the battery. There is an alternative larger battery for it that you can get if you're going to be a heavy user of the WD1, but that does increase the price. If you do have other Karcher devices around, you might find that you can share the battery with those as well. Now, just to be clear, this was provided to me by Karcher for review. I didn't buy this myself, but even so, I think if I paid at the lower price, the £150, £175, I'd still be pretty pleased with my purchase. I think you can anticipate to get quite a few years out of this, and it would be good value if you are a keen woodworker or something like that, and you're having to clear your bench at the end of the day. So look, I think we'll call it a day. Thanks again for watching this video. Do like and subscribe. And this is Andrew for Geek News Central with the Karcher WD1 Wet and Dry Vacuum. Thanks very much.